Good morning, evening, and afternoon, and welcome to episode 15 of 9, episode 3, Haruka Harukoi Haru no Kaze. I first want to apologize if I sound a bit off or things like that. I'm just a bit tired, and it's the only time I can really do this today, and I really want to get it done today, so yeah. So last time we had a little get together or outing with Haruka and Kakeru. At first I thought, okay, well, this is going to be a nice little restaurant, eating a meal together, talk about what's happened recently type thing. But nope, it was out of left field. Let's go hot spring. So yeah, pretty surprised by that. Then they had their little moments here and there in the hot spring. Well, mainly it was a foot bath, but so in regards to that, I haven't had anything against me yet, which is good. Compared to the one episode where nothing was shown or done, but yet it was still flagged as 18 plus, which I was able to counter that, which is great. But yeah, so this time nothing happened, so great. For now, that's great. So anyway, they were having, Haruka was having a little fun, teasing Kakeru, which was funny. And they did have a bit of a serious talk here and there about Iris, wondering if they should trust her, if what we should do is if we should really keep it quiet, what's going to go on forth, what are they going to do going forward, things like that. So they finally finished their football thing, and it looks like they never actually soaked in the hot spring. So I'm just curious to see if we'll see their reaction on how Haruka felt with how Queen's Haruka actions. I want to see how timid reacts to it, I should say. But the way it sounds like here, it's probably just going to end the day. I don't think so, but probably they'll just be walking home type of thing. So anyway, that was about it. Nothing too great. Nothing, a little bit extra things here and there, but yeah. So let's see what happens. In the end, we never actually soaked in the hot spring. It's a shame I didn't get a chance to see what she looks like in a damn yukata. Okay, but I guess it's not that big of a deal. Besides, I'm pretty sure the main reason she invited me was because she wanted to talk, not take a dip in the hot spring. I mean, you could have talked to everywhere else as well, so. Since we came here together, it would have been a waste to split up just to soak for a bit. Senpai said as much, and honestly, I agree. Yeah, that's what I thought was going to happen at first with the hot spring. After our bath, we had a luxurious lunch and then left. Okay. I bowed to Senpai, who disembarked from the train just to see me off.
昨日もそうでしたけど、おかげでかなりリフレッシュできたと思います。ありがとうございます。
いえいえ、温泉に行く口実に使わせていただいただけですので、どうかお気になさらず。
それでもありがとうございます。あともう一人のっていうか、いつもの先輩にもお礼を。
きっと照れて固まってしまうでしょうから、私が受け取っておきますわ。
Well, I would have loved to see it, but oh well.
いつかあの子が他者の行為を素直に受け取ったり、余計なことだけでなく、言いたいことをちゃんと自分で言えるようになればいいのですが。
今の先輩に頼らずですか。
それはそれで寂しくはありますが。ではかける様、月曜日に学校で。
はい、学校で。
次こそ2人で入りましょうね。婚約。
婚約ですか？無理っすよ、ないですもん、この辺に。
ほら、あるじゃないですか。
あ、どこです？
かける様のお部屋。
So interesting enough here, she says Kakeru-sama's no oheya. Oheya is bedroom, or no, not sorry, just means room. Kakeru-sama's room. So I can understand, obviously we can imply obviously she means bathroom. But yeah, it's not directly translating to your bathroom, so yeah.
次と言わず、これから一緒に入りますか？あの時の続きも。
It reminds me when they first met, or when they first started interacting with each other in episode 1, how direct Haruka was.
勘弁してくださいって、ほんと。俺そういうの免疫ないんで。
では今日も、そして明日もお家でゆっくりと休まれて。
What happened? Senpai's smile suddenly vanishes. Her eyes go wide as she stares at something behind me. Her expression wooden. Did we run into somebody we really shouldn't have?
先輩？
どうして？
I turn around to see what Senpai's looking at. There are a few boys around our age standing in front of a convenience store. Is this something to do with her trauma? Or her... it's not the right word, but PTSD in terms of why she doesn't like communicating or talking with boys.
あいつらどうかしました？
同級生で。
And she's back to timid self immediately as well.
クラスメイトですか？
小学生の時の。
小学生？
I finally realize. Why does she look so terrified? She told me about her past before. So those are the guards who...
先輩、早く。
I'm about to say hurry up and go home, but then I stop myself. I don't want her to leave her alone when she's like this. I should find a nearby cafe. No, wait. If those guys happen to come in too, it'll be a disaster. For now, we should just get out of here.
先輩、行きましょう。
I grab her arm and start walking away without waiting for her reply. This was turning out to be such a good day, but now everything's suddenly ruined. They still ended up in his room. But yeah, I couldn't think of anywhere where we'd be sure not to run into those guys again, so I ended up taking Senpai back to my place.
落ち着きました？
She puts down the bottle of water in her hands and nods.
すみません、急に。
いえいえ、
I'm burning with curiosity, but this isn't the kind of thing I can ask about lightly. Before, Senpai told me she was bullied in elementary school. Those guys we saw back there were obviously the ones who bullied her. Her complexion's gotten a little better now, but she was as white as a sheet until a few minutes ago. When I tried talking to her, she was even less responsive than normal. I'm just trying to imagine what would they do to cause someone to have that much fear? Because I think I mentioned before when she told us about it, but there are a few things I can imagine what happened. Not too descriptive, but it could be either they were just being the usual elementary schools, boys just being pranksters and just doing stupid things, and she just probably took it, and they just did too much to her, or they did it because she likes her, that he or they like her, because I don't know if it's more than one, obviously, or because in terms of what would cause that much fear is weird. Like, no, I'm saying that is weird. I'm saying I'm weird because I can't think of what could be done to cause that much fear. She's obviously having flashbacks to her time in elementary school. This whole time she's been sitting curled up in a corner of my room. Those memories must be really traumatic for her. I can't just ask her, hey, what happened back there? But at the same time, I feel like it'd be wrong not to ask about her situation too. It's also possible that talking about it will help her feel better. Man, if sort of was here, she'd know what to say. Actually, hang on. Isn't it like super insensitive for a guy to bring a girl who's afraid of men to his room right after she ran into guys who traumatized her? Did I just fuck up big time? I wouldn't say so, especially since I can only guess how Haruka feels about him. Is not the same, obviously, but shit, I can't tell. What's the right thing to do here? Well, for now, let's just talk about something. The silence is getting oppressive.
体調どうですか？
はい、大丈夫です。
まだちょっと顔色悪いかな。なんか食べます？って言ってもろくなもんないですけど。なんか買ってきましょうか。アイスとか食べたくないです？
You can hear it in his voice that he's quite desperate to try and cheer her up. Tears spill from Senpai's eyes. Did I say something wrong, or does this have nothing to do with me? After a few seconds of confused panic, I eventually settled for grabbing the shoebox and offering it to Senpai. She pulls the tissue out and wipes out her tears. She then takes another one and folds it neatly in half. She blows her nose. She starts folding the tissue further with a relieved look on her face, but then she stiffens when she sees me and averts her gaze.
すみません。完全に自分の部屋にいるつもりでした。不快な音を。
いえいえ、ゴミ箱そっちです。
すみません。
Senpai throws the tissue away, looking even smaller than before. I guess bringing her to my room wasn't the wrong call, at least. Apparently, she's relaxed enough to think it's her own room. I'm a bit surprised by how loudly she can blow her nose, but now's probably not the time to bring it up.
本当にすみません。急に変になったり、泣き出したり。
大丈夫です。まあ、なんていうか、いろいろありますもんね。
話してもいいですか?
I guess Senpai noticed I was worrying about whether or not I should ask. If she wants to talk about it, then I have no reason to refuse. I sit up straight and nod.
気づいてると思いますけど、小学生の4年生から6年生までいじめられていて、
Wow, for 3 years.
私をいじめていた一人がさっきいて、頭が真っ白になっちゃいました。
普段この辺りでは。
初めてです。初めて見ました。地元でも家が遠いから会うことはなくて、いそうな場所も避けるようにしていて、買い物もこっちまで出るようにしていて。
Wow, she was thorough. That guy must have hurt her really badly if she went to these lengths. Yeah, I mean, to make a person cry, to make this person so much fearful, to go all out of the way just to avoid a person, that was pretty heavy. I don't know him, but now I hate his guts.
別にそんなにひどいことをされたわけじゃないんです。上履きとか隠されたり、
Ah,
教科書やノートに落書きされたり、
so yeah.
ブスって笑われたり、工作金が移るって逃げられたり。
So it was as I suggest. I had thoughts, young boys doing stupid things, but obviously they don't realize that what they're doing can hurt somebody. It's just one long list of the kinds of bullying elementary schools get up to. The fact I can easily imagine it happening just pisses me off even more.
最初は河本くん、さっきいた人のことなんですけど、河本くんだけだったんです。そのうちクラスの男子みんなからからかわれるようになって、女子からも言われるようになって。
There was one thing about the boys, sure, I mean, I can understand that, but when the girls started as well, that's... Okay.
女子は慰めてくれる子もいたので、まだ大丈夫だったんですけど、それがきっかけで男子が怖くなっちゃって。中学も一緒ではあったんですけど、飽きたのかいじめはなくなってくれて、それからできる限り目立たないように生きてきました。誰にも目をつけられないように、ひっそりこっそり生きてきました。
Senpai's words pierced my chest. If you think about it, that kid probably started teasing Senpai because he had a crush on her. I also thought of that as well, but it's hard to understand a small child's mind on how they act at that time. They messed with her because they wanted to grab her attention. Then some of the other girls joined in because they were jealous of her. That I can understand, but you would normally see that something at a little bit more of a older age, but I think I'm just out of time, I guess you could say. I don't know. The original cause of the bullying was probably just childish insecurity. That being said, bullying someone for 3 whole years is too much. Yeah. Even if the bullying started with a crush, that's not something that can be forgiven. Besides, it's not like Senpai will feel any better knowing her bullies were acting on positive feelings instead of negative ones. Really, it's just sad. At her core, Senpai is a bright and lively person. She wears her heart on her sleeve and she loves expressing herself. If she hadn't been bullied, then she wouldn't be living her life trying to look as insignificant as possible while avoiding everyone's gazes. She'd be a normal, cheerful girl with a cute smile. If she had never been bullied, she wouldn't have retreated into her shell and become terrified of what waited outside of it. It's sad, and it pisses me off. I want to bring back the real Senpai. Maybe it's arrogant of me to think that. But I just feel like I have to help her.
先輩、
はい。
俺は同じ経験をしていないから 気持ちはわかるなんて言えないけど、できることが一つだけあります。
はい。
もしまたあいつや他に先輩をいじめたやつを見かけたり絡まれたりしたら、俺を呼んでください。地元でもいいです。どこでも絶対駆けつけますから。俺を呼んでください。もう怯えなくていいです。俺が守りますよ、絶対。
Be careful with your words. You must start imagining things that might get a bit out of control. Senpai stares at me, her mouth half open. Hang on, wasn't that basically like a confession? I was thinking that, but I mean, it's not really, but I feel like I said some pretty ridiculous things in the heat of the moment, but I don't want to take any of it back. Because those are my true feelings. I want to protect Senpai. I want to protect her from all the unreasonable unfairness of the world. I want to make her so that she can smile without having to worry about anything.
小学生の時、新見さんと一緒のクラスが良かったです。
1年生まれるのが遅かったですね。
でも、今、会えて良かったです。ありがとうございます。嬉しいです。
Senpai smiles, wiping the tears from her eyes. Thank God she's smiling. I internally breathe a sigh of relief.
新見さんは本当に私の白馬の
what now? Because she's thinking of it. She's imagining. Flustered, Senpai suddenly trails off.
すみません。言ったら絶対照れることを言いそうだったので、こらえました。
Right, I forgot. This is what normally the Queen says. That Kakeru's her knight in shining armor. Knight in shining armor. Wow, I can't speak today. So yeah, she realized halfway through that it's quite embarrassing.
なるほど。
She already said knight in, so it's not hard to guess what the rest would have been, but I probably shouldn't point that out. Senpai always cuts herself off so suddenly, and I'm still getting used to it.
すみません。今日は新見さんに元気になってもらおうって誘ったのに、変な空気にしちゃって。
めっちゃ楽しかったですよ。実は足湯初めてだったんです。
Perfect. Good way of bringing it back up. I want to see her reaction now.
よかった。私も元気をもらいました。ありがとうございます。
Sorry if I kept trying to push this type of angle, but it's one of the things I find quite interesting is when I see characters who act a certain way, then do something that is not what they usually do, and I like to see their reaction when they realize it or when they're flustered and embarrassed and things like that. I like to see different angles of characters, so that's why I was hoping to see it more of it, but I guess not.
何かあったら遠慮なく言ってください。俺も困った時は先輩に相談します。
はい。
Smiling, Senpai nods. Thank God, she's back to her usual self. I'm glad I could help her out.
じゃあ、今度こそ帰ります。
駅まで送ります。
でも
送らせてください。
はい、お願いします。
Senpai smiles hesitantly and gets to her feet. Maybe I'm just imagining it, but she seems happy that I insisted. What? Did you remember something? Senpai suddenly stops in the entryway.
忘れ物ですか？
いえ。
Or did she remember what her other self said about the bathroom?
か 違いだったらごめんなさいなんですが。
はい。
お部屋に来たのはお風呂こ
え違います違います。そんな意図は全くないです。
ですよね。ごめんなさい。
Blushing, Senpai waves her arms wildly while awkwardly putting her shoes on.
お邪魔しました。
行きましょうか。
やっぱり一人で帰ります。
大丈夫ですか？
その新見さんが大丈夫じゃないことになりそうなので、
Yeah, I was thinking
主に
that.
私の妄想のせいで。じゃあお邪魔しました。失礼します。
See, that's the type of thing I was really hoping for. That's really out of the ordinary reactions type things. Senpai bows deeply and then runs out before I can stop her. I'm worried about her, but it'd probably be awkward if I chased after her now. Feeling conflicted, I head back to my room. I sit down on my bed and stare absently at the floor. Bullying, huh? Whatever the reason was, Senpai is so insensitive to the sadness of other people, it's because she's experienced so much of it herself. The kindness she showed me yesterday and today have done a lot to soothe the pain in my heart. I want to do the same for her. However, I think he did good. I flop onto my bed and bury my head into my pillow. I'll protect you. I can't believe I said something so cliched. But now that I said it, I've got to be true to my word. From now on, no matter what comes our way, I'll definitely protect you. Okay. "502. The weekend ends and it's Monday again, and this episode shall end as well. It really is a short episode today. My apologies, but it's just a perfect way to end it, I guess you could say. There are a few things I want to talk about. So obviously I don't really care if people find out. Actually, no, I better not. Anyway, so there's something I want to do that is pretty close related to children in a sense, I guess you could say. So finding things in regards to bullying and things like that is quite a tough subject, because it's real tough to deal to sort out as a person trying to mediate the situations, because you always have one side and the other side as well. Yeah, I've seen all sorts of types of bullying, well, mainly in media, like series, movies, things like that, as well as some of my own experiences in school. There's all sorts of types of bullying and things like that, also depending on the region as well. Like, I know Western is more physical, while Eastern, like Japan for example, is more emotional bullying. Because it's more like they'll ignore you, they will force the class to ignore you, they will do things that will hurt your how can I say this? Your place. They'll hurt your place in the community in a sense. It's wrong words, but they'll say things about you that aren't true, or like her examples as well, calling names as well as hiding her slippers. Obviously that is important for Japanese schools as well, so it's a lot of direct bullying, I guess you could say. And in her case it was just over such a long time and quite dramatic and traumatic, I guess you could say. I don't know, I'm getting a bit out of here, but thankfully I wasn't really that much bullied at school. It was more like, how can I say this? I was just pointed out as the type of, when people are grouped up. I guess you could say I was pointed out as the bottom group. And it wasn't too bad. I've heard worse, definitely worse. But yeah, sorry for talking about random things not related to the series. I didn't mean that. But yeah, anyway, in regards to bullying, it's really shit, and yeah, it's unfortunate that it's the way it is around the world, and there really is no remedy for it. Well, for now, that is. Who knows how it will change in the future. But anyway, so this episode was actually pretty nice because it's delved a bit closer to the heart in regards to both Kakeru and Haruka. It showed a lot more truer emotion to how they feel, as well as feel about each other as well. You can definitely see Kakeru's feeling, how he feels towards her. Definitely wants to protect her, definitely wants to be with her, things like that. And it's not mindful lust either, obviously. And in regards to Haruka, she sees Kakeru as someone who will be able to protect her and how she can rely on him compared to her previous experiences, which will definitely play a heavy role in it. It reminds me of another series where one character was having issues, and regardless of whoever it was who initiated the contact with that person, they would have fallen in love with him. So, say before Kakeru was involved with Haruka, if some other guy who is also kind in heart spoke to her and offered a few words, she would probably fall in for him as well. So, yeah, I'm not trying to sly her feelings, things like that. I'm just saying what I remembered. Anyway, but yeah, so we got a bit of a backstory in regards to her, which is great. It's always nice to know a bit more about the character itself. And yeah, so not much we can really say. Not much we can really guess on what's going to happen next either. It's more just a nice episode between them both. So, nothing more about the overarching story. But yeah, that'll be it. Yeah. It reminded me of Sola's time as well, where we're talking about some heavy things here and there. Sure, it'll disappear next time. Let's just see how the story will go. So yeah, thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. Please let me know what your thoughts, and I'll see you all next time.